Welcome to the Capital Markets High Schools Quiz Finale, proudly brought to you by Financial Markets Indaba in partnership with the Business Weekly as well as our headline sponsor, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. My name is Tari Manamike and I am your quiz mistress. The past 4 weeks have been intense, exhilarating and exciting. We've had schools from all over Zimbabwe competing to be here today, but only 4 schools emerged as winners. Representing Matabeleland North is John Talek High School. Representing Bulawayo Province, Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. From Harare Province, Dominican Convent, Harare. And from Mashonaland East, St. Ignatius College. To get our program rolling, I will call upon the Business Weekly editor, Mr. Jarari, to give us some welcome remarks.
Representatives of the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, other ministries are here represented, our sponsors, the invited guests, all protocols observed. My name is Herbert Jarare, the editor of Business Weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the end of the most highly informative and educational Capital Markets High School Quiz competition that has been running since September 16. I would like to thank all the schools that did not make it to the final event we are hosting today, saying their participation made this event a success. But ultimately, together, we are all winners. Special thanks also goes to Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, as all of us won't be here today conferring these accolades to these winners, and the ministry said no. For our event to succeed, ladies and gentlemen, there are selfless organizations here represented that loosened their purse strings, and these organizations, I shall mention them by names. Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, who is our headline sponsor, Eco Cash Holdings, gold sponsor, POSB, gold sponsor, First Capital Bank, silver sponsor, Ranks Zimbabwe, silver sponsor, College Press, bronze sponsor, and others are Schweppes, Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, Milano Office Chair, Delta Corporation, Bonflower Investment Private Limited, Hot Place Grill House, Tika Shoes, Glass Creations, an individual, Mr. Alphonse Maketo, and not the least, ZLG. Ladies and gentlemen, as Business Weekly, working together with our partner Financial Markets Indaba, took a conscious decision to help shape the national business agenda by creating a platform where economic actors meet and deliberate on issues that affect us today and potentially tomorrow, and also proffer solutions. We launched the inaugural Capital Markets Awards last year, an event that we are making a national event. We then felt there is no way a nation can prosper without embracing its young and vibrant minds. And we therefore incorporated Capital Markets High School Quiz competition to ensure we catch these youngsters. Next year, ladies and gentlemen, in working with our ministry and partners, we would want to make the event even more bigger, possibly starting with the provincial competitions that will then culminate into national competition. If we want to raise a nation alive to developments in the economy, our children should be introduced to these concepts at a tender age. We therefore implore our ministry to consider introducing a subject on capital markets in secondary schools. Maybe something underway, we are not quite sure. We also challenge authors of textbooks to start writing simplified versions that can all go well with young minds. We want our learners to grow up understanding that capital markets play a vital role in an economy and is one of the most powerful drivers of economic growth and wealth creation. By these words, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to thank you very much and hope our event is a success. Thank you.
And now I call upon a representative from the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, Commissioner Banda, to give us his remarks.
Representatives from the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, officials from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, our parent ministry, the Financial Market Indaba management and staff, representatives of the Business Weekly and ZTN, our fellow sponsors, representatives from the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, ZSE, members of the media, participating schools and students, parents, guardians, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you and welcome to the Capital Markets National High School Quiz Competition. On behalf of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, SECZIM, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this unique event, the final session of the Capital Markets High School Quiz Competition. It has been an insightful journey since the 16th of September 2022, when we had the icebreaker session of this competition where 5 different schools battled it out in Group A. Let me take this opportunity to recognize all the schools, teachers and students who participated in the 4 preliminary competitions that culminated in the final today. Let me also congratulate the schools and students that have made it to the final today. Ladies and gentlemen, the primary objective of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe are to provide high levels of investor protection, to reduce systemic risk in the capital markets, to promote market integrity and investor confidence, both local and foreign investors, to prevent market manipulation, fraud, and financial crime, to ensure transparency in capital and securities markets in Zimbabwe, and also, most importantly, as we gather here today, to promote investor education. Investor education encompasses financial literacy, as awareness about the capital markets are the building blocks required to have an empowered investor. The Capital Markets High School Quiz Competition is therefore in line with our mandate to promote investor education and financial literacy. As has been observed recently, Zimbabwe has high levels of academic literacy, but very low levels of financial literacy. Limited financial literacy leads to financial exclusion, as people tend to shun areas that they have limited knowledge about. You may be interested to know that the financial inclusion in capital markets is very low in Zimbabwe and is currently just 1% only. Our vision as SECZIM is that financial literacy should be initiated from the primary education level in order to ensure that our youngsters have a firm foundation when it comes to financial matters. Therefore, we found it necessary when it comes to Therefore, we found it necessary to be the headline sponsor for the Financial Capital Market Schools Quiz Competition. This competition, as has been witnessed in the recorded sessions, harnesses the students' knowledge and understanding of financial and capital markets and prepares them to participate as investors or issuers of securities. The source documents that are being used in this quiz include the SEXIM Investment 101 Handbook and the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange Investor Handbook. And that is a clear demonstration of our commitment to investor education and spreading knowledge about investments in the market and in Zimbabwe in general. Let me therefore applaud the organizers of the competition, the Financial Markets Indaba and the Business Weekly, who through this competition have afforded high schools the opportunity to take time to learn and understand the capital markets. We are also very grateful to ZTN Studios, who have accommodated all 5 sessions of this quiz competition and who have professionally conducted the recording process. We appreciate the lively presentation of this program and for the quiz host's consistency and patience as she explained the quiz process for each round to the participating teams and kept everyone calm and focused. Let me also thank the capital markets players who have played an important role in adjudicating the competition and more importantly, contributing towards sponsorship of the program. We have also been fortunate to have such enthusiastic and talented students who participated in the knockout stages and those who will be battling it out today. We hope that after this final leg, you will continue to take interest in the capital markets and even take a step further by either investing or listing your own businesses in the future. At the very least, become your schools and family capital markets ambassadors. The support from the schools authorities throughout the entire competition has been truly remarkable, and we are thankful for the cooperation and trust you have shown to the organizers of the competition. The competition would not have been possible without your cooperation. Last but not least, let me thank the parents, the guardians, and the viewers who made this competition a success. I wish the participants today the best of luck and hope that those who don't make it to the podium will celebrate the achievement of reaching the inaugural Capital Markets High School Quiz Competition. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in the competition, and may God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this quiz competition would not have been possible without the support of the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. At this point, I would like to call upon Dr. Ngandini to come and give us some remarks.
The Director of Ceremonies, Madam Tariro, the Financial Markets Indaba Managing Director, representatives from the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, representatives from the Business Weekly, representatives from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, adjudicators here present, our fellow sponsors here present, school heads here present, teachers here present, participating learners here present, I salute you. Distinguished guests ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the Secretary's words or message to our participating learners from Bulawayo Metropolitan Province, Mashonaland East Province, Harare and Harare Metropolitan Province. I thank you, our learners, for taking education to greater heights. A thumbs up for you. I am delighted to officiate at this special Capital Markets High School quiz competition in which our pupils are participating. May I start by commending the partners in the competition, Capital Markets and Zimpapers, for having initiated this program. And I would like to commend Capital Markets and Zimpapers for the support in making this project become a resounding success. You are making our education reach greater heights and being felt from all corners of Zimbabwe. An important feature of our national education policy has been the emphasis placed on creating interest among learners in the field of business development or commercial areas, so that they can take advantage of technologies and improve their own lives and the overall life of the nation. The goal of the Capital Markets High School quiz competition is to highlight and recognize the role played by capital markets in economic development and preservation and growth of household savings. This is a noble aim. As the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, we want our learners to become creators and innovators so that they change the world. Change starts with the learners. Change starts with the curriculum. I am excited to see our learners taking such an active and unhindered interest in financial matters, and to witness a growing recognition that financial literacy is a stimulus to change and development, as well as Zimbabwe see an unimpeded march towards a future that offers success to all its people. I want to congratulate the organizers of this event, because what you are doing is in line with the requirements of our competence-based curriculum, which promotes financial literacy and critical thinking among learners through debates and quizzes. You are complementing our ministry's efforts. Keep up the good standard. Ladies and gentlemen, our ministry is mandated to provide and promote quality education amongst all children and individuals, enhance participation in sport, recreation, arts, debates, and quizzes. To the learners, this is a golden opportunity for you to showcase your skills and talents. Debate, show your ideas, tell them, show them. Remember to apply the skills that you acquire here in real life. This is a competition where we are supposed to learn from each other and create friendships and synergies as schools. In the words of Andrew Whitworth, I open quote, "If you are a true warrior, competition does not scare you, it makes you better," you close quote. And this resonates well with Sawyer's submission that, open quote, "Nobody is going to win all the time. On the highway of life, you can't always be on the fast lane," you close quote. Let us have fun and enjoy each other's company as we engage in this momentous task. Allow me to warmly welcome you to the Capital Markets High School Quiz Competition and enjoy the hospitality and warmth associated with this competition. Like Jesus said, "It's finished." I thank you. Enjoy the deliberation.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I call upon one of our sponsors from College Press.
A very good afternoon to you all. My name is Zama Mind Up Simbarashe, representing College Press Publishers, proud publishers of the Ventures series in the primary school. Allow me to acknowledge here present Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, all major sponsors, including SEC Zimbabwe and Financial Markets Indaba, among other sponsors, Business Weekly for organizing this event, and also educational facilitators and learners here present. Ladies and gentlemen, College Press, which has celebrated over 50 years of publishing excellency in Zimbabwe, publishing Ventures primary textbooks and focus family of books in the secondary school, are proud to be part of the 2022 inaugural Capital Markets High School competition. We also want to take note of the submissions that have been made by the Business Weekly and presenters that were before me of the inclusion of simplified versions of financial literacy and financial intelligence. Allow me to acknowledge that this has been taken note of. We want to thank the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education through the CDU that the College Press has already begun to toe the line with your approval and guidance. As you look at our products, right from our grade 1, where the mathematics and science to be in particular, where we have financial literacy activities and critical thinking activities such as debates in our language, English language to be particular. We also want to thank you very much and encourage our learners. For our secondary, we have an array of products which also assist learners and facilitators develop skills in critical thinking and development of critical minds when it comes to financial markets. Ladies and gentlemen, College Press found it #1 Giraffe Road, Borodale West, and represented all over the country, 10 provinces in our regional markets. Continue supporting learners, debate, and the Capital Markets High Schools competition. We want to thank you for allowing us to be part of this august occasion, and we say thank you as College Press with the teachers and the learners for life. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, another word from one of our sponsors, Rank Stationers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Mfure, representing Rank Zimbabwe. Rank Zimbabwe is a national leading manufacturer and warehouse for all scholastic products. In terms of quality, we are big, and since in 1981, we are striving to provide quality products. We have served scholars and educators all over Zimbabwe with everyday tools they need to realize their dreams. We supply quality stationery and office stationery, ICT consumables. We produce scholastic products under our in-house brands, Merit and Kian. We have managed to fight off imported alternatives by continuing our quest to promote locally manufactured products. With the motto, books for every student, every Zimbabwean, ku local, ku sharp. At Rank, we understand that learning is a lifelong journey that can only be sustained through affordable, strong, and durable everyday materials. Hence, we ensure that our products are the mark of quality that will go a distance. As we look forward to the future, we are committed to bringing the nation and the region more quality products at affordable prices. I thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time that we've been waiting for, kick-starting our quiz this morning. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo, John Talek High School, St. Ignatius College, as well as Dominican Convent, Harare. I will read out the rules for round one. The questions will be on random topics. Players have 10 seconds to answer. The 10 seconds will start to count after I've read the entire question and have presented all the answer options. The players cannot enter an answer until I have completely finished reading. Once the 10-second timer has ended, the players will no longer be able to answer. And if a question is not answered, then I will provide the answer and move on to the next player. With each correct answer, each competing player can add 10 points to the team's total during this round, and each team can collect a maximum of 40 points per round. The players will be allowed to write questions and notes on their notepads, and each player will have to answer their own question. There will be no deductions for wrong answers in this round, and team members are not allowed to confer. We start with Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. An economic value that a company controls with an expectation that it will provide future benefit is called. An economic value that a company controls with an expectation that it will provide future benefit is called A, asset, B, liability, or C, credit.
10, 9, 8, 7.
A.
Correct. John Talek High School. What is an ex-dividend date of stock? What is an ex-dividend date of stock? Is it A, the date before which you must own the stock to be entitled to the dividend, or B, the date the dividend is paid to the shareholders, or C, the date the dividend is announced by the company?
9, 8, 7.
A.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. A market financial situation which is characterized by the investor's confidence, optimism, and positive expectations that good results will continue is called. A market financial situation which is characterized by the investor's confidence, optimism, and positive expectations that good results will continue is called A, bull market, C, bear market, or C, buyer's market.
9, 8, 7, 6.
A.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. A kind of ownership in a corporation that entitles the investor to share any profits remaining after all obligations have been met is one of the following: A, preferred stock, B, common stock, or C, none.
10, 9, 8.
A.
Incorrect. The correct answer is B, common stock. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. When a buyer offers to buy shares of stock at a given price, this is called. When a buyer offers to buy shares of stock at a given price, this is called A, bid price, B, ask price, or C, order price.
10, 9.
A.
Correct. John Talek High School. Your question. When the value of stock increases, when the value of stock increases, A, stock appreciates, or B, stock depreciates, or C, stock price remain the same.
10, 9, 8.
A.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. Many stocks pay out a portion of the company's profit to the stockholders. What is this called? Many stocks pay out a portion of the company's profit to the stockholders. What is this called? A. Right. B. Coupon. C. Dividend.
10, 9, 8.
C. Dividends.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. The chance of losing money or assets is called. The chance of losing money or assets is called A. Profitability. B. Risk. C. Diversity.
10, 9, 8.
B.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. Who is licensed to buy and sell stocks? Who is licensed to buy and sell stocks? Is it A, an investor, B, a shareholder, or C, a stockholder?
C.
Correct. John Tallock High School. Investing in REITs allows the shareholder to do one of the following. Investing in REITs allows the shareholder to do one of the following. A. Invest in futures. B. Invest in options. Or C. Invest in income-producing real estate.
C.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. Don't put all your eggs in one basket summarizes which of the following? Don't put all your eggs in one basket summarizes which of the following? A. Short selling. B. Diversification. Or C. Guaranteed return.
10, 9.
B.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. An index fund is a type of mutual fund or ETF that seeks to track the returns of a market index. Index funds can be a low-cost, tax-efficient, and diversified way to invest in securities. An index fund is a type of mutual fund or ETF that seeks to track the returns of a market index. Index funds can be a low-cost, tax-efficient, and diversified way to invest in securities. Is it A, true, or B, false?
10, 9.
A.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. Minimum quality of shares which can be bought on a regular bond is. Minimum quantity of shares which can be bought on a regular bond is A, 1, B, 100, or C, 500.
10, 9, 8.
B.
Correct. John Tallock High School. While expecting price to go up, what position needs to be created? While expecting price to go up, what position needs to be created? A, long, B, short.
10, 9, 8, 7.
A.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. Which order can be executed immediately? Which order can be executed immediately? A. Limit order. B. Market order. Or C. Stop loss order.
10, 9, 8.
B.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. The concept of expiry date is not applicable in one of the following. The concept of expiry date is not applicable in one of the following. A. Equity shares. B. Future contracts. Or C. Option contracts.
10, 9, 8.
C.
Incorrect. The correct answer is equity shares. A. And that brings us to the end of round 1 of the Capital Markets High School's quiz finale. Welcome to round 2 of the Capital Markets High Schools Quiz, proudly brought to you by the Financial Markets Indaba in partnership with Business Weekly, as well as our headline sponsor, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. In this round, we have Dominican Convent Bulawayo, John Tulloch High School, St. Ignatius College, as well as Dominican Convent Harare. One of these schools today will emerge as the Capital Markets High Schools champion. Dominican Convent Bulawayo, we start round 2 with you. I will start by reading out the rules of the game, and then we'll get into our questions. All questions in this round are worth 20 points. Each team must designate only one player to provide the team's answer to each question in this round. That is the team captain. The team has 10 seconds to confer, and then I will ask the team captain for the team's decision to answer, to pass, or to toss. The 10 seconds start after I've read the entire question, and teams may answer before the 10 seconds have finished. Teams may also choose to pass on a question. That means not to answer a question with no penalty incurred. The teams have the option of not answering a question, and there is no penalty for not answering, and teams can pass as many times as they wish in this category. The team members are allowed to confer, but please note, the opposing team, myself, and the production staff will be able to hear teams conferring. In a practical example, if Team A is conferring, that means that Team B will be able to hear that discussion. In the event that Team A decides to toss a question, all information discussed by Team A players during the conference can also be used by Team B to produce an answer. Dominican Convent Bulawayo, your question. If a company goes out of business and liquidates, who has the first claim on whatever cash becomes available in the bankruptcy? If a company goes out of business and liquidates, who has the first claim on whatever cash becomes available in the bankruptcy? Is it A, bankers with delinquent loans to the business? Is it B, the CEO and other executives who owned a majority of the now worthless common stock? Or C, the bondholders?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
B.
Incorrect. The correct answer is C, bondholders. John Tulloch High School. The secondary market is a platform in which? The secondary market is a platform in which A, only earlier allotted securities are being traded among investors, or B, investors trade in new securities, or C, individually cannot participate.
10, 9, 8, 7.
B.
Incorrect. The correct answer is A. St. Ignatius College. How many counters are in the ZSE Mining Index? How many counters are in the ZSE Mining Index? Is it A, 2, B, 5, C, 3?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
We want to toss to John Tulloch.
John Tulloch High School. How many counters are in the ZSE Mining Index? How many counters are in the ZSE Mining Index? Is it A, 2, B, 5, C, 3?
2.
Correct. Dominican Convent Harare. How many sectoral indices are on the ZSE? How many sectoral indices are on the ZSE? Is it A, 13, B, 14, or C, 15?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
C.
Incorrect. The correct answer is A, 13. Dominican Convent Bulawayo. Which speculators expect the price to rise in the near future? Which speculators expect the price to rise in the near future? Is it A, the bull, B, the bear, or C, the stag?
10,
Bull.
Correct. John Tallock High School. When interest rates rise, A, bond price rise, B, bond price fall, or C, bond price remain the same?
B.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. What is the meaning of duration in bond investing? What is the meaning of duration in bond investing? Is it A, it is a rough estimate of how long it'll take to reach your goal? Or is it B, it's the number of years a bond issuer has gone without a negative credit event? Or C, it is a measure of a bond's interest rate sensitivity?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
A.
Incorrect. The correct answer is C. Dominican Convent, Harare. Which is generally the biggest risk to making a solid return in bonds? Which is generally the biggest risk to making a solid return in bonds? Is it A, rising inflation, B, a rising stock market that attracts investment assets at the expense of bonds, or is it C, growing government budget deficits?
9, 8, 7, 6.
A.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Hulayo, your question. Foreigners are allowed to trade on the ZSE. Foreigners are allowed to trade on the ZSE. Is it A, true, or B, false?
A.
Correct. John Tallock High School. The current market price per share multiplied by the total number of outstanding shares of that company will give one of the following. The current market price share multiplied by the total number of outstanding shares of that company will give A, book value, B, market capitalization, or C, basic EPS.
Market capitalization.
Correct. St. Ignatius College. A low PE is always better than a high PE in the stock market. A low PE is always better than a high PE in the stock market. Is it A, true, or B, false?
9, 8, 7.
B. False.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. Blue chip counters are one of the following. A, stocks which are growing at a very fast rate compared to its competitors and industry. Or B, stocks with the highest prices. Or C, stocks of nationally recognized, well-established and financially sound companies.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
C.
Correct. And that does it for round 2 of the Capital Markets High Schools quiz finale. Welcome to round 3 of the Capital Markets High Schools quiz finale. We have Dominican Convent, Bulawayo, John Tallock High School, St. Ignatius College, as well as Dominican Convent, Harare. I will read out the rules of the game before we start our quiz. In this round, the players have 10 seconds to answer. The 10 seconds will start to count after I've read the entire question and all the answer options. The players cannot enter an answer until I have finished reading. Once the 10-second timer has ended, the players will no longer be able to answer. All questions are worth 20 points. Each team must only designate one player to provide the team's answer to each question in this round, that is, through the team captain. The team has 10 seconds to confer, and then I will ask the team question. The team has 10 seconds to confer, and then I will ask the team captain for the team's decision, which is either to answer, pass, or toss. The 10 seconds will start after I've read the entire question, and the teams may answer before the 10 seconds have finished. The teams may also choose to pass a question, that is, to not answer a question without any penalty incurred. In this round, a question will be presented to a team, and if they attempt it, it will be retired. If they pass the opportunity to answer the question, it will be offered to the next team and the next one until an attempt is made or all the teams have declined to answer the question, at which point the question will be retired. A new question will be asked to the next team in line after an active question has been attempted. Incorrect answers result in a 5-point deduction, and non-answers do not impact the score, and players are allowed to confer with their teammates. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. Third-party funding is permissible when trading on ZSE. Third-party funding is permissible when trading on ZSE. A, true, or B, false?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
True.
Incorrect. The correct answer is B, false. John Tallock High School. A market order means an order with no price limit and may execute either in full or in part against eligible orders at the price of a new order entered into the central order book or at the reference price. A market order means an order with no price limit and may execute either in full or in part against eligible orders at the price of a new order entered into the central order book or at the reference price. Is it A, true, or B, false?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
False.
Incorrect. The correct answer is A, true. St. Ignatius College. Name the fund which was established to provide compensation to investors for losses suffered as a direct result of a financial collapse of a market player licensed by SEC-ZIM. Name the fund which was established to provide compensation to investors for losses suffered as a direct result of a financial collapse of a market player licensed by SEC-ZIM. Is it A, Securities and Exchange Fund, B, Securities Investment Fund, or C, Investor Protection Fund?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
C.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. The type of bond whose present value is lesser than that of its face value is classified as. The type of bond whose present value is lesser than that of its face value is classified as A, discount bond, B, premium bond, or C, interest bond.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Dominican Convent, you're out of time. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. In primary markets, the first time issued shares to be publicly traded in stock market is considered as one of the following. In primary markets, the first time issued shares to be publicly traded in the stock market is considered as A, traded offering, B, issuance offering, or C, initial public offering.
C.
Correct. John Tallock High School. The exchange markets and over-the-counter markets are considered as two types of one of the following. The exchange markets and over-the-counter markets are considered as two types of A, secondary market, B, floating market, or C, primary market.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
A.
Correct. St. Ignatius College, your question. The type of bonds that pay coupon interest are classified as. The type of bonds that pay coupon interest are classified as A. Payment bonds, B. Coupon bonds, or C. Interest bonds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
B.
Correct. Dominican Convent, Harare. Retained earnings are A. An indication of a company's liquidity, or B. The same as cash in the bank, or C. The cumulative earnings of the company after dividends.
9, 8, 7, 6.
C.
Correct. And that brings us to the end of round 3. Welcome to the Capital Markets High Schools Quiz Finale. This is round 4, the determining round of who will be crowned a champion. In this round, we have Dominican Convent Bulawayo, Dominican Convent Harare, John Tulloch High School, as well as St. Ignatius College. I will read out the rules for this round. 8 questions will be fired at all teams, one after the other. 10 points will be given for the correct answer and a 5-point deduction for a wrong answer. The team that presses the buzzer first gets the chance to answer it. If a team presses the buzzer before the question is over, they will be asked to answer it without the question being completed. If a question is not answered by the first team who pressed the bell, the team that pressed the bell second gets to answer. The question has to be answered in 10 seconds. If 2 teams press the buzzer together, there will be a coin toss to decide who gets the chance to answer first. If the first team answers it correctly, they will get a point. If they give a wrong answer, they lose 5 points, and the next team that pressed the buzzer gets to answer. If a team doesn't answer or gives a wrong answer after they have pressed the buzzer, they also lose 5 points. The teams are allowed to confer amongst themselves and press the buzzer to answer the question first. No discussion will be allowed after pressing of the buzzer. All of the following are true stock splits except. All of the following are true of stock splits except A. Market price per share is reduced after the split, or B. The number of outstanding shares is increased, or C. Dominican Convent Harare.
A.
Incorrect. The correct answer is C. Question 2. What is the role of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe? What is the role of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe? A. To compensate investors. B. To regulate securities and capital markets. Or C. To provide. John Tulloch High School.
B.
Correct. Question 3 in our lightning round. How many exchanges do we have in Zimbabwe? Dominican Convent Bulawayo.
3.
Correct. Question 4. A market maker is an entity authorized to always be prepared to buy and sell securities for its own account at prices it Dominican Convent Bulawayo.
True.
Correct. Question 5, ladies and gentlemen. When stocks are bought right on, the buyer is generally entitled to receive one right for each share of stock owned. A. True. B. False. Dominican Convent Harare.
False.
Incorrect. The correct answer is A. True. Question 6. An IPO is sold in the secondary market. St. Ignatius College.
False.
Correct. Only 2 questions remaining in this round.
Sorry, Terry. The Dominican conference is live. We get another shouting of your answers at 10 marks. This respects the line.
Question 7. Equity funds are funds supplied in the form of a loan. Equity funds are funds supplied. St. Ignatius?
False.
Correct. The last question. An investor can trade suspended counters as long as they are listed on the stock exchange. St. Ignatius College.
True.
Incorrect. And that brings us to the end of the Capital Markets High Schools Quiz Round 4 finale. And now we wait for our adjudicators to give us the results.
Good day to you all. The quiz has indeed lived up to its billing. And this is the moment most of you have been waiting for. Unfortunately, I have to delay you a bit more. We have tabulated the results and we have a 3-way tie. So we are going into sudden death. Unfortunately, one team cannot participate in the sudden death. I will ask Dominican Convent, Harare, to take their seats.
And cut.
A dramatic turn of events, a 3-way tie. This is our sudden death round. Dominican Convent Bulawayo, John Tulloch High School, and St. Ignatius. I will ask 3 questions, and this is the Kingmaker's play. An investment is well hedged if one of the following. An investment is well hedged if A. An investor limits losses on a certain stock by establishing an opposite position in the same stock, or B. It is protected against losses, or C. St. Ignatius College.
B.
Correct. Question 2 out of our 3 questions for this round. What does short selling mean? What does short selling mean? A. Selling securities that the investor has borrowed and prepared to buy back later at a lower price, or B. A trading strategy used to profit from a price decline, or C. Both A and B. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. Correct. Question 3 of 3 for this lightning round, sudden death. Securities dealers, also known as stockbrokers, are agents who buy and or sell securities on behalf of the investors. Dominican Convent, Bulawayo.
True.
Correct. At this point, I would like to call upon one of our adjudicators to officially announce the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the drama unfolding, and it is my absolute pleasure to declare the winners of the inaugural quiz competition 2022, all the way from Bulawayo, Dominican Convent. And in third place, again, a very big well done to you, John Talek. And the runners-up in second place, we have St. Ignatius. Well done to you all, and we hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
At this point in the competition, I would like to call upon our headline sponsor, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, to come and do the presentation of the prizes.
Now we call upon our runner-up for the quiz competition, St. Ignatius College. For being runner-up to the quiz competition, St. Ignatius will get $1,000, as well as for each participating student, the 4 of them will get $50 each. Their coach will also get $50. They will also get books from Burnflower Investments. They will also get a pair of shoes from Tika Shoes. They will also get some exercise books from Rank Zimbabwe, as well as some textbooks from College Press. Just to also remind you that each of these finalists will also be getting $1,000 each for winning the round, the first round, the second round, the third round, and the fourth round. They will also be getting $1,000 each, as well as the single for each student. They will also be getting $50 each. Now to call upon the winner of this year's inaugural Capital Markets High School Quiz Competition, Dominican Convent, Bulawayo. You might also want to know that this is the youngest team that we had for this year's competition. And for winning, the school is going to get $2,000. The winning participating team, 4 students, as well as the coach, will get $100 each. They will also get some shields from Glass Creations, some books from Burnflower Investments, a book that was written by Mr. Alfonso Marketo. They will also get a pair of shoes from Tika Shoes, as well as some textbooks from College Press and some exercise books from Rank Zimbabwe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the competition. When we embarked on this journey on the 16th of September, there were so many doubting Thomases. But the events of today has proved so many are wrong. To me, it has been a resounding success. But it took a great deal of hard work and pain by all stakeholders involved. I would want to thank our judges who took their precious time to come and join us. We would also want to appreciate the role that was played by our sponsors. I cannot mention them, but already some of them have been mentioned. Then I also want to extend gratitude to the Ministry of Primary Education and Secondary Education that also allowed us to embark on this journey. And lastly, and but not least, the greatest stakeholder, who is the pupil, who participated from the beginning of this journey until today. So moving forward, I would want our sponsors to continue opening up their purse strings and support us in this journey which we have started. With these little words, I would want to thank everyone who put a hand on this competition so that it will be a great success. Thank you very much.
And that brings us to the end of the Capital Markets High Schools Quiz finale, proudly brought to you by Financial Markets Indaba in partnership with Business Weekly and our headline sponsor, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. Many schools came and tried to conquer, but Dominican Convent Bulawayo were crowned champions. My name is Tariro Manamike, and it has been a pleasure. Until next year, take care.